Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. So, I'm live everywhere else. Um, so, I'm just gonna wait for a second for other people to join our live stream. So, today I'm streaming on multiple platforms as usual. I'm streaming on Facebook. I'm streaming on Instabook, and I don't know how honestly StreamYard will can be integrated with Instagram because I was trying to incorporate my Instagram into StreamYard and I unfortunately couldn't. So uh, oh, hey, what's up? Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Today I'm going to talk about how to navigate the market in in this in this economy. So and uh these strategic steps that you can take to position yourself better in a job market. So because I think it's important for everybody to know how to navigate the market, no matter it doesn't matter what time it is. Is it a good time or a bad time or and stuff like that. So that's why I decided to go live and kind of talk about it. So today we're going to talk about how to navigate tech job market during recession and during economic downturn. And I'm gonna I'm not gonna say anything new necessarily. There's not a magic pill. There's not a magic solution for as software developers and as a job seekers in general to navigate job market right now. There's whatever advice that I would give you 2 years ago, before COVID, during COVID, it's approximately the same advice, but I kind of want to address a few, just few things here, because kind of going through Twitter yesterday or last night, it inspired me, and I wanted to talk to software engineers and people in tech in general. So I think the first thing that we need to remember is how. Um, how to attract recruiters, right? When you uh job market, yay. So the first thing that we need to remember, like uh, how how we stand out, how we stand out of the crowd, right? Because kind of recap before I actually talk about actual strategy, what I personally use to not I'm not looking for a job necessarily, but how I navigate the market, what I do on everyday basis, day in and day out, to stay relevant, to be more or less ready for um, challenges and difficulties. So I'm going to share it with you. So basically what was happening in tech in the last 2 years, right? So the one fact was the interest rate for loans was ridiculously low. So basically, people money was free. Basically, money was free, and a lot of companies gotten a lot of money and hire a bunch of engineers, a bunch of people. And at the end of the day, it kind of turns out that they either they didn't have a product to sell, they were not profitable, they were just taking money from investors and from banks. And now when there's an interest, or when people understand that there's not going to be a return on investment, so a lot of startups and a lot of startups are in in a challenging position. So that's one thing. And we have a lot of layoffs because of that. Another reason why tech market right now is so tight, because a lot of big tech companies overhire during COVID. So like we had a lot of we had a lot of COVID money, right? We had a lot of COVID money, and I remember like when COVID hit. Um, probably like five recruiters were calling me for hot new position, moving really quickly, COVID specific to accommodate this pandemic. So, um, uh, like, do you think making iOS developer video helps you to stand out as a developer, or just show employer that you have video editing skills? I will talk about it in a second. You're thinking in the right direction. I will talk about it in a second. I will cover content creation, networking, your social media presence, because this is important. You cannot survive this job market if you like if you're not on certain social media, if you're not online, if you're not presenting yourself, if you're not marketing yourself. Like this is not 2016. This is not this is not even 2020, and especially not 2021 when we had ridiculous amount of money, when recruiters were like struggling to find anyone, and company were just like throwing money at you. So like this is a little different time. So um, but yeah, like back to what I was saying. So we had a lot of COVID money, a lot of COVID projects. So right now we are more or less back to normal. Like COVID is like, I mean, like I'm not a doctor, so I'm not gonna dive too deep into that. Like it's still there. Like and I think it will be there. But like our economy basically. Um, Pretty much more or less balanced back. We're pretty much back to normal. People going out, people are not spending as much time online. I mean, people do, but like not as much as it was during COVID. And like all strategies that worked for pandemic when everybody was locked up and when money was free. And a lot of companies were just had like have resources for that. So like, right now it's like it's changed. So like and that's why a lot of big companies they had to let go a lot of engineers. So when there's a lot of talent on the market, so like before the pandemic and even during the pandemic, so what was happening during the pandemic, when pandemic just started, a lot of companies like started letting people go, and we had a little bit of an influx of software developers on the market, but then they were quickly absorbed by startups and by the companies who had COVID money or restructure or rethought their business model to accompany pandemic, right? So like they were quickly absorbed, those developers who were laid off. So and I don't know if you follow the LinkedIn and social media, like there were a lot of people giving testimonials how they found their first job or just found another job. Like my LinkedIn, like it was a wall of like new position, new position, new position. So like it was a strong theme for a long time, not for a long time, but during like 2020, 2021, maybe 2020, beginning of 2022 as well. And then like 2023, we are in a tougher economic position. So like COVID money is not there, COVID projects are not relevant anymore, and startups in a very tough position when a lot of startups they had to, well, actually, I kind of jumping ahead. A lot of startups face difficulties with investors. So money is no longer free. They had to like readjust how they spend money and stuff like that, and let certain resources go because it was just not profitable. And now with like bank collapsing or multiple banks collapsing, and basically like a lot of startups being in a very difficult position that they would have to, oh, like what just happened? uh, Hold on. um, like I'm trying to resurrect my camera. I'm trying to resurrect. Okay, okay, we're back. We're back. So my mini cam sometimes like is crashing on me. So like like so what do you do when there's a lot of people who aren't on the market? The first thing that you can do, like Ian, I'm gonna come back to your comment, creating content into like making Swift videos and YouTube videos. Yeah, like um creating content, how it is relevant. First of all, um one thing that you should do day in and day out, no matter if the economy is good, no matter if you have a job, no matter if you're looking for a job, is to have strong online presence on the places that like really matter. What those places are, well, the first place is LinkedIn. So the first place, LinkedIn. And how do you maintain executive presence and showing up as an expert? So you on LinkedIn, first of all, you have your LinkedIn absolutely optimized, so people can search and find you. So when that, like the LinkedIn is a search engine. Basically, it is a search engine. A lot of recruiters using LinkedIn to find candidates. Like there's no secret. Like that, like it's known. So people like use LinkedIn as a search engine. So like when we're using search engine, and I'm gonna share my profile. So like there's this like this is my video. Well, like we like it's important to be found, so people can find you. So like the first thing you need to have optimized, always optimize LinkedIn profile, starting with your headline. You put keywords if you are a job seeker, right? And it might look just slightly different if you're running a business, or if you're running a business and you are on corporate. Like it might look a little different, but very similar. So keywords. It's important to have keywords. Why keywords are important? Because when recruiters are going to look or do search, right? Those keywords are going to help them, or going to help LinkedIn to find your profile based on those keywords. So keywords are important. Why also keywords are important? It's a very quick snapshot of what you do. So recruiters, they normally have the list of requirements. They have the skill set that they're looking for, and normally recruiters are not as technical, and sometimes recruiters are not technical at all. So like they don't know what is the difference between UI, Swift UI, and what is Xcode. So we like sometimes we as engineers, we have to be obvious like what we're dealing with, and like what we're doing. And like because recruiters like they legit ask me like, oh, do you have experience with Xcode? I don't see Xcode anywhere on your resume. And for me it was obvious, but apparently it was not obvious for my technical recruiter. And I explained like, yes, it is. Like if you see somebody is doing iOS development, they know Xcode. Just like 99.9%, like they will know Xcode. They will know what is Xcode. So like the optimized profile. So keywords here, like very important. If you have a website, create like here should be your website. Now, like uh, creating content. I will return to feature. I will return to feature section a little bit later. So after that, we have experience, right? We have experience. And with experience, when it comes to experience, it's very important to have quantifiable results, some sort of number, like you increase sales by 20%, 50%, like increase the test coverage, increase help, like X amount of stores to sell X, Y, and Z, like made it like X amount. How your work contributed to success of your company, what you actually did, because like it's important to say that yes, I did UI kit, I did Swift UI, I did like maintenance and tests, and unit tests and UI tests and X, Y, and Z, and like it's totally cool to nerd out on your technical skills, but it's also important like what, like okay, you did UI kit and you did like AV foundation and you did video editing like in your app, but what it actually did for the company, what kind of profit it brought to the company. This is why it is important to keep your resume and LinkedIn profile, especially when it comes to your experience and achievement, constantly updated, every month, because every month you're working on something really cool, and then you can document and you can store it. On in your notes, so you can actually show different achievements what you have done at your work, because when you need to look for a job, you may not remember what you have actually done and how many things you actually done at your job. So like that, it's just facts. So quantifiable results. Now, showing up as an expert, and I keep the comment here like pink for a reason. So when you show up day in and day out, and I recommend you to show up on LinkedIn at least 2 times a week, between 4 times a week, every week consistently, either with your video content. If you're creating video, it's great. Like it puts you it puts you further. You're standing out of the crowd. And here's one thing that we need to remember: likes and shares are not job offers. Likes and shares are not job offers. You may not have any likes and any shares, but you have recruiter calls, you have recruiter messaging you, and you have interviews. So likes and shares, they don't equal, like they're not proportional to the interview. So do you update your LinkedIn once a month? More or less. I should update it more. Like, well, I keep my resume updated like once a month. Like the LinkedIn itself, I update my LinkedIn itself when I am going on the job market. And my LinkedIn, it's mostly it's mostly up to date. So when recruiters are getting in touch with me and I'm not looking for a job, and they ask me like, so like, can you give me the most updated resume? I said, well, the most updated resume is my LinkedIn, because I don't I may not update it my resume, like especially when I just found a job, right? I normally wait for 3 months to just understand what I'm actually doing at new job, and then after that, I'm updating my resume every month, or I try to. So, good question. Good question. So, when you showing up, and let me ping your comment again. When you showing up with your content as an expert on consistent basis, people see you as authority, and people see you as an expert. When you're showing up with your content, people see you as authority, and people see you as an expert. And don't let your inner imposter syndrome to hinder you, or say that you are not good enough, or say that you are not proficient enough, because you know more than other iOS developers might know. You know more than a beginner iOS developer would know. And also, it's important to understand why we are sharing content. Why we what is the reason to share content? Like, first of all, it's important to provide value. Provide value to your iOS development community, and provide value to your network as well. So, in what I found from my content that I create, a lot of recruiters would call me and say that they watch my videos, and I was really surprised. I asked why. Like, do you want to switch to iOS development? And they said, like, no, like, not really. But I really, though, your videos really help me to understand what you actually do, and really helped me understand how actually it works all together. And it was shocking to me, like, you actually watch my videos, like, just to understand what I do, and it provide a lot of value for them. So, like, content, yes. Another form of you're showing up as an expert is when you go and comment on other people's posts in a meaningful way. So when I say in a meaningful way, it doesn't mean that, oh, like, nice post, or this is nice, this is so insightful. Share your perspective. You may not agree with the author, and it's okay respectfully disagree and offer your opinion and start a discussion. Like, that's totally normal, as long as you're respectful, as long as, like, you don't cast anybody out and express your professional opinion as an expert. That's totally fine. Meaningful engagement. So I do comment, and I should do a little bit more of that. Like, I was slacking a little bit lately, but engagement and content. So it will make you stand out. So what make will make you stand out? So, like, first of all, like, if you have no connections, there's nobody is going to watch your content on LinkedIn, right? So make sure that you connect with recruiters. And there are two, like, with recruiters, with iOS developers and people in tech industry. And there are two types of connection with recruiters. First type of connection, when you just introduce you, like, you see, like, they're a technical recruiter, and you can send them a note and, like, hey, I just would like to add you to my network. I would like to stay in touch, and just get to know each other, stuff like that. And if I know of anybody who's looking for a job, I might make a referral and stuff like that. So, like, stuff like that. And the second type of connection with recruiters, when you actually know for a role that you're going to apply. So you connect with that recruiter, and again, in a respectful manner, say, hey, hello, so and so. Hello, so and so. I saw, like, this position, and I have applied for this position. I just wanted to connect with you to make sure that I'm on top of all things, and, like, that you see my application. Let me know if I need to do anything else. So, like, and you specify the link or a job ID that you apply for, so your recruiter knows. And two scenarios may happen, like that recruiter may, like, get back to you and say, yeah, thank you so much, I will look into it, or, like, I'm on it, or, like, they may not respond, but, like, they will look at your application. It depends, like, on the recruiter. I never had a situation when recruiter did not get back to me when I applied for a job that they posted. They normally would say, yeah, thank you so much, I will look into it. Or, like, oh, like, thank you for letting me know. Like, I'm just seeing your application, so let's jump on the phone call or something like that. Or, like, if it's not exact match, sometimes recruiter would say, hey, like, I appreciate, I like your experience, but it's not what we're looking for right now, so let's stay in touch, let's stay connected. So, like the recruiter, like, when I hit up recruiters for positions that they posted, like, they never really ghosted me. Maybe I was lucky with recruiters. So, like, two types of connections: connection with your peers, with other iOS developers, or with other engineers, or with other whatever you do. So, connection with your peers. And when it, like, and what is happening when you have, like, network, right? You connect with your peers, you connect with the recruiters, and it's a good thing also to connect with the leadership, with potential hiring managers. Again, you can send, like, really respectful network requests, like, hey, my name is so and so, I would like to add you to my network. and hopefully we can well, like, we can provide value to each other, or um, I don't know, like maybe ask not intrusively, but suggest like, hey, like maybe we can grab a virtual coffee and get to know each other if you open to that, stuff like that. So when you posting content, when you connect with your network, and when you constantly on LinkedIn and engage with comments, so what is happening? People see your name regularly, regularly, because what is happening when there is economic downturn? A lot of developers would post their one post per month that like, hey, I just got laid off, and there's no other post that they posted on LinkedIn. So I get like their messaging or their presence is no different from other developers. So other developers in this unfortunate situation, but your network, they only know that you been laid off. Like they don't really know what you have done before. They have never seen your work. They have never seen your showing up on LinkedIn day in and day out, and like they're not familiar with you. So they like there might be a lot of people in your network that it's the first time they're seeing you. The first time they like the very first time they saw you is when you added them to your network on LinkedIn, and the second time is when you need a job. Like this is not the effective strategy to network. So um, showing up in the feed day in and day out, like people will remember you. So out of sight, out of mind. So when you're not showing up, people eventually gonna forget you. And when there is an economic downturn, here's the thing, there are still like as of right now, I don't want to be too generic. As of right now, there are still companies that hiring for iOS developers. It is true. Like there are still companies that hiring iOS developers that I think, well, I don't want to make this up, but I think United Airlines got reach out to me. Other companies reach out to me about iOS development. So they're like, companies are still hiring for iOS developers. So and companies like there are companies that need tech. They're not necessarily in tech, but they need tech. Like you know what I mean? They're not Google, they're not Apple, they're not Netflix, but they need tech. Like CVS, for example, they're not. It's not tech company. It's not a tech company, but they need tech. They need iOS application. Or Best Buy, for example, they're not tech company, but they need a mobile app. So like stuff like that. So and they might be in a better position. So and when people think or recruiters think of talents, they will probably remember you, or when you will pop up in their feed, and it will be easier for them to reach out to you versus like go and look. Like you will pop up in their feed like, oh, like I know the iOS developer, and this is how people like keep reaching out to me. So uh, yeah, every company that has an app or a website need devs. Yes, 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 absolutely. Every company that need they need devs. So consistency, right? And when I say consistency, it's like between 2 and 4 times a week. Now, you might be wondering what kind of content I should create. So, video content is absolutely amazing if you're not ready for a camera. And I know a lot of people are not ready to make videos, right, of themselves or go live on YouTube and LinkedIn and stuff like that. So if you're not ready to go to go on camera, write small articles. If you don't have ideas, or if you're not a good writer, what you can do, you can read articles. So with that, you will educate yourself, so you will know your craft better, and you can offer your opinions on the articles that you read, or you can keep up to date with your niche, with your market, and share your opinions and offer your opinions how would you possibly like utilize certain things. So like I'm making faceless screen recording tutorials. Yeah, yeah, like your face doesn't have to be like it's like it's a good thing to show your face, right? But if you're coding, like it's okay to do faceless just coding screen. And you know then there's so much you can do as your content. Like it's just insane. It's just insane. So showing up as a leader, like be consistent. And when you applying for a job, so like let's two scenario. One scenario, you see a job on the job or on Indeed or Dice. And by the way, if you're looking for a job, you should be on Indeed and you should be on Dice. And two main websites that work well for me. Um, Other websites that I was on have not yield as many results. So like it's just my experience, and I'm not like and it might be a little bit different based on location. But Indeed and Dice are two main websites that I had positive experience with. So like what you can do on the board. So you see the name of the person, right? That posted a job. If you can, then I would apply for the job, and I would reach out to that person and say, hey, I see this position open, so I would like to apply. The same thing that you do with the LinkedIn. So you see that person, you make connections, see I'm interested in this position. So what would be the best way to get in front of like in front of the recruiter and hiring manager? And your recruiter may say, hey, like yeah, send me your resume or apply. The recruiter will reach out to you. So like the and the, like this is a very good approach. This is something that I used like during COVID. I was lower right before COVID. I saw a position and I hit up a recruiter and I say, hey, so I saw your position and I really like it. So what should I do? Should I just apply or should I just send you a resume? Like what would best work for you? And that recruiter say, hey, like just send me your resume. Like you don't need to apply. I just need your resume. I can set you up with the interview like right now. Or another recruiter reach out to me and say, hey, like yeah, just apply for position and I'm actually making a list of candidates who applied, and I will look into your resume. Like, looks like I'm looking at your LinkedIn profile. Looks like you're qualified, so I will put you in a list. But you need to be in AT applicant tracking system in ATS, so we can place you on the list and like do a screening. So like that tactic worked for me well. What did it work for me? What did it work for me? And what may not work as well? Just applying and hoping that somebody will reply. Just applying and hoping that somebody will reply will not work as well in this economy. Why it won't work as well? Because you with other software developers applying for the same positions. So, like, first of all, like a recruiter may not even make it to you. So, and if they have way too many like applicants, or well, majority of the time, recruiters are doing their best to go through the list and kind of screen everyone. So, why will also not work that well if you by any chance if you don't have optimized resume and LinkedIn profile. It's really easy to screen you out. It's really easy to screen you out, so that's why it is important. And like basically the volume of applicants are like they're way more than it used to be. So like right now it is like it's a tougher market. It is a tougher market, but like non-technical companies are like they're still hiring. And it's like it kind of reminds me like for my experience being in tech, um, I started exploring tech since 2015. Okay. And in 2015, 2016, what was prevalent, full-time jobs were available, but like it was a privilege. It was an advantage to have a full-time job, especially like in QA space. Like I started as a QA. I don't know how it was in iOS space. Maybe it was a little different. So like contracts were prevalent. Um, uh, Positions that on the market. And a lot of companies will hire contract to hire, try before you buy. So, and that was my reality until 2020. Like that was my reality until 2020. Like contract to hire, and in 2020, 2021, there they like the demand on iOS developers and software developers increased exponentially. That it was absolutely crazy. And at some point, I didn't have to do much. I didn't have to do much. I didn't like I don't get me wrong, I would still show up day in and day out on a regular basis, on semi-regular basis, on LinkedIn with my YouTube videos or with my engagement or with my posts. Like I would still post regularly. If you go to my activities, you see a wall of activities. Like you don't like you will keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling because I'm active on LinkedIn almost every day. So I was like active on LinkedIn, and um, like at that point, like yeah, like I didn't really have to do anything. Like it was like that was easy, and my priority kind of shifted. Like, well, a contract to hire, like I don't have to do contract to hire anymore. I can just do full time. I can just do full time. So like I wouldn't even consider contract to hire because in 2021 I had full-time job, and I just wanted to challenge myself. I wanted for higher position, for more senior position. So and I was not interested in that. So but like right now market has changed, and this is and I'm kind of repeating myself, but this is very important to have your LinkedIn optimized, have your resume optimized, keeping up with your resume and LinkedIn profile like on a monthly or a somewhat regular basis, so you know your accomplishments and you have resume ready to send, like if you need a job right now, when you're applying for a job, right? And if you're showing up day in and day out, people remember you because out of sight out of mind, right? Like, and when something happened, if like there is a difference, there will be a difference when, like, I don't know if you know Kilo Loco or not, and I like people like who are familiar with that in iOS development, they know Kilo Loco, right? So COVID hit, and a lot of iOS developers were laid off, or like a lot of software developers were laid off. A lot of software developers went on LinkedIn and say, "Hey, I got laid off," and Kilo Loco made a video. And he said, like, "Hey, I got laid off." And guess what? He was showing up day in and day out. Him showing up like that hits a little different than everybody else because everybody else know that he will know him and know what he's doing. And so like, oh, let me reach out to him versus like other people, like right now, it's just sad. But like in when there's such a great amount of like people in that unfortunate position, like in recruiters in the position where there's like a high valuable candidate, then like they will reach out, like they're probably gonna reach out quicker to someone that they know. So like let me see what you're saying. With the all layoffs, is it better to do contract work or try to get full-time? Whatever works and whatever your priority is, because right now what I'm seeing, time to time I talk to recruiters. So I talked to two recruiters from agencies. Agencies, they specialize in contract. And my camera just died on me consistently. Hold on. Like, I hope you can hear me. Like, so my camera is like, okay, like, okay, right. I'm back. So right now there are more contract positions as well, and I think it's like it's okay to take contracts. It's okay to take um, and it's okay to have contracts, and it's okay to have full time. Whatever work in this market, whatever works, because your contract can potentially convert into full time. Not promised, but potentially can convert to a full time job. So it is not impossible. So if you are able to get a full time job, this is good. If you are able to get like part time or contract job, it's also good. So like it's just literally whatever works in this economy and whatever works in this economy. And we're gonna see more contracts right now, and I'm seeing more contract roles right now. And um, so it's just like what the situation has changed a little bit, because like I'm not seeing as many recruiters reaching out to me, because like 2021, I tweeted today, or between 5 to 10 or even 15 recruiters will reach out to me right when I was looking for a job. It was absolutely crazy. It was to the point that I would not remember who I talked to, because there were so many of them every day. And like at some point I had to shut my phone down, and like, you know what, I need to focus on my work, because like all I'm doing like 9 to 5 is just answering my phone for different recruiters. Yeah, another point, like phone. Answer your phone when recruiters are calling you. If you're in the job market, recognize number, don't recognize number, answer the phone, because it might be a recruiter and they may not leave you a voice message because they're busy. And so answer the phone, like obvious, right? But it's important when you're looking for a job and your resume is out there and you're waiting for like a recruiter possibly to hit you up. Answer the phone, answer email, answer the phone. Be quick on communication. So recruiters, if recruiters are slow in communication, they have their reasons. They're overwhelmed with work and they're overwhelmed with volume. So you should definitely um, be on top of your communication. So, and before I go, I would like to share with you one. Hold on. I would like to share with you something. Let me share my screen. Okay, so I would like to tell you about Paige. So, and what LinkedIn did for Paige. Paige is a recruiter, not even technical recruiter. So when Paige hit me, like when we started hanging out, right? Like we met in Denver, and she said like I need a better job, and I don't know how to I don't know how to land a job. So or not I don't know how to land a job. She knew how to land it. I need a better job, and I need it quick. I said, okay, what is your LinkedIn recruiter look, or what is your LinkedIn profile looks like? And she showed me her LinkedIn profile, and it was not quite up to par, like how it's supposed to look. So we sat down together and we made optimization. We provided like all of everything that I talked about. We provided the keywords, we provided the about section. In about section, like, I didn't talk about in about section today, so like I will probably make a tweet or another video about section. It's a miss on my part. And she was able to land a job in a good market for recruiters in a matter of like literally like less than a month. So like she found like her new job, and right now she's a staffing manager. And the crazy part, the crazy part that she haven't even implemented all of my advice, all of the things that I recommended her. She just applied a partial, like partially what I recommended her. And even with that, that was like that made a difference in her professional life, and she landed a job. So uh, can you imagine what would happen if she applied every advice and would start creating content and stuff like that on more or less regular basis, or like on more regular basis, should I say? And like her, but it just made the whole world difference. So I'm wrapping up. Do you have any questions for me? So like if if I didn't make it clear, because yesterday, like I was going through Twitter and I noticed like one humble brag among developers. Oh, I'm not on Twitter. Oh, I don't do Twitter, and that was concerning to me because like in this economy, like you're not like um in like by the way, I'm talking about like multiple developers that I saw on Twitter, not just one or two, multiple developers that kind of like posted the same thing, like, oh, I still need a job, but I'm not on LinkedIn. And it was like why it is a thing, like why when there is a recession and we have a bank collapse, and startups right now is in a very interesting position. Why the hell you're not on LinkedIn? This is the time. If you haven't been before on LinkedIn, this is the time when you want to be on LinkedIn, when you want to be active, when you want to show up as an expert day in and day out. So like that was like it's kind of obvious. Like, and this is not a brag. This is like, what are you doing? It's like I just removed my resume and LinkedIn profile and nobody is hitting me up. I wonder why. So like it's kind of similar to that. So like your line presence is really important. So we had an amazing, Kayla, we have an amazing discussion. Thank you so much for like all of your questions and all of your participation. This is what I like about my live streams, when I have participation, when people asking questions and offer their opinions. That this is just awesome. Good stream. Thank you so much. Yeah, it really inspired me when I saw like the theme among like multiple developers that like, oh, LinkedIn is kind of mm, like no, I know this is where you need to be right now. Like Twitter is another, like, is a good place to be too. Like Twitter. Well, like I have love-hate relationship with Twitter, to be honest. Like I have really good connection from Twitter. Like I love those people who I'm connected with, like absolutely wonderful, talented people. But like LinkedIn for me, in terms of my professional connection and in terms of my business, because I'm starting my business and I'm teaching other people how to do iOS development, and I help people to land their iOS development job. LinkedIn was yielding better results than any other social media, better than Instagram, better than YouTube, better than Twitter. Twitter, like I had one link from Twitter. So, but like again, leveraging content, and you can absolutely you can absolutely leverage your YouTube content through LinkedIn. You don't even have to upload your content on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is a little bit iffy with video, right? Like the video should be a certain size. It's the whole thing. Like it's annoying. I hope LinkedIn will get better with like their video tech, because like I was trying to like upload my ad yesterday on LinkedIn, and I just couldn't. So and like after that I decided I need to re-record the ad anyway. So and I didn't upload anything. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you in my next video, and I wish that everybody would get their job that they want. And if you are looking for a job, and if you've been laid off, or like you are, new to the job market, I really wish you well. And I work with people on their LinkedIn profiles. I work with people with their um, to the point where I help them in their career and how to position themselves. And like I have it's not a course. Like I normally do like a program where within like 4 or 5 sessions we would put everything together and we would readjust like everything to be in the better like marketing position in terms of your job. So like kind of similar what I did with Page. So like as I'm here to help people. It's a paid service, of course, but um like well LinkedIn and kind of like facelift for your main vehicles for your professional, like it makes wonders. Well, all right. So now for real, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, y'all.